The official announcement has been made by the BCCI. The 15-member squad that is going to represent the Indian cricket team at the T20 World Cup in Australia has been announced, and no major changes. In fact, if you take a look at the squad, it's pretty much the same that just played the Asia Cup. The team that couldn't make it to the final of the Asia Cup, just two changes, and those two changes were expected. Two fast bowlers in Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel. Two of them had been injured and had missed the Asia Cup because of an injury. They were training at the National Cricket Academy in Bangalore, but now they have cleared the fitness test. This is something that we had reported exclusively on India Today a few days ago, that both Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel are fit and will be available for selection, and that's exactly what has happened, that these two have made it to the 15-member squad. Sunny Gavaskar joins us live to give us his perspective. Sunny bhai, first things first, the two players that have come in from the squad of the Asia Cup, that if I'm comparing, in Harshal Patel, Jasprit Bumrah, and even though they look like just two changes on paper, but that lends a lot of solidity to the Indian team with such two experienced fast bowlers coming in.
Yes, I think this looks like a very good team. This is with Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel in particular
Yeah.
coming in. That does give confidence that India will be able to defend totals. India's problems have been in trying to defend totals. So I think that certainly these two stalwarts coming in will certainly give that added edge to the Indian bowling attack.
Saiba, the two names that are now part of a lot of social media chatter, that is Rishabh Pant and Deepak Hooda. The two of them didn't have a great outing at the Asia Cup. In fact, if you take a look at Rishabh's record in T20 cricket, it hasn't been great in the recent past. Yet he makes it to the 15. What are your thoughts on Hooda and Pant? Both of them should consider themselves lucky to have made it into the 15.
Well, both of them actually have the capability of turning the match around with their batting, as well as with the way I mean, Rishabh Pant with his wicket keeping, he can take some extraordinary catches. Deepak Hooda is an outstanding fielder. He can come in and bowl a couple of overs as well if required. So yes, I think it's a good selection. It's a very good selection.
Any names, Saibai, that you can think of? Because, I remember you talking about a Deepak Chahar. There were also talk about someone like a Shubman Gill, who's been in very good form. None of these players have made the cut. Any other names that you can think of, or even them who are unlucky to have missed out on the 15?
Well, I think Deepak Chahar is the one name that stands out. But then I think they have also retained Arshdeep Singh because
Yeah.
it gives the left-handed variety to the attack. So, like I said, it's a good selection. We can always quibble about this one and that one. But remember one thing, Nikhil, the selection's done. This is our team now.
Right.
This is India's team. So let's not go asking why not this, why not that. We back this team 100%. Let's not ask any questions why this one was selected and why that one was not selected. This, now that the selection is done, is our team, our India's team. Back them 100%.
Oh, absolutely right, Sai bhai. I think the 15, as we've been talking about, are possibly the 15 best players available for the Indian team to go into the World Cup. The one name that though does come to my mind, because I was there in Dubai covering the Asia Cup, was Ravi Bishnoi. He got that one game, did very well, but misses out in this 15. It was a close call between Ashwin and Bishnoi. Of course, the team management have gone in with Ashwin. What would you like to tell someone like a Ravi Bishnoi, who's not really done any wrong as far as the number of chances that he's got, but yet hasn't made the cut?
Well, he's got age on his side, and there's another T20 World Cup in a couple of years' time. There are plenty more T20 World Cups that he can be playing. So he's just got to keep on performing. He's got to perform in such a way that he becomes undroppable. So that's the only way, to look at it. And yes, he's a young man. I think it's a good experience for him to know that you can't get into every team.
The one thing that you notice when you take a look at this squad, Saima, and I was comparing it to the last T20 World Cup, out of the 15 that have been selected this time, 9 are exactly the same that were also part of the last T20 World Cup, which didn't go the way India would have wanted it to be. But what gives you confidence that this time, this set of 15 can go a step further?
Because they're playing in Australia. They're playing in Australian pitches, which are very good pitches to bat on, which should suit our batters because the ball will come onto the bat quite nicely. They can play through the line because the ball won't move that much. It will move at the
Yeah.
start of the innings, but it won't move that much. They can play through the line. The spinners will get a little more bounce. They might not get as much turn as you get in the subcontinent, but they will get a little more bounce. The boundaries are big, so it's not going to be easy to collar our attack. So yes, all these factors, and the fact that I think this young team is a very good fielding unit as well. So that gives you the confidence that this team will go all the way.
Final question, Saimai, before we let you go. And just looking at the six T20Is that India plays before the T20 World Cup, three against Australia, three against South Africa. And what I noticed that Arshdeep has been rested for the Australia T20s, and then you've got Bhuvaneshwar and Hardik Pandya, they're rested for the South Africa T20s. What do you make of this selection policy now? Again, we see this rotation policy happening because I remember speaking to you after the Asia Cup debacle, and you said that you'd like this to stop because you've got only very few games to go for the T20 World Cup. You would want the best 11 to continue playing so that the team can be in sync. Yet we see that that rotation policy is still on.
Well, ideally, you want them to play as much as possible, the bowlers in particular, because you want the bowlers to get into their rhythm. And it's not easy for the bowlers or even for the batters if they have a little bit of a break to start hitting the ball cleanly as batters start hitting the ball cleanly after a break. So as for the bowlers, else also to be able to find their rhythm is not easy. So ideally, yes, play them till the end of the T20s. Then yes, give them a break for the one days that are there. Maybe if the batsmen have not found form, pick one or two of the batsmen to play in the ODIs as well, so that they can get a lot more time to get that rhythm, 50 overs. So that is what hopefully will be done. But Bhuvneshwar Kumar has had a fair bit of bowling. He's done in the Asia Cup as well as just before that. So maybe he's been given a break. So whatever it is, now's the time to back this team.
All right, you heard it from Sunny Gavaskar. Sunny bhai, thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us about the squad that has been announced. And remember, we were building up for the last 4, 5, 6 months to what would be the ideal squad for the Indian team to take to the all-important T20 World Cup. Now, finally, we can tell you the 15 that have been picked. And the one trend that you do notice is that the by and large the same pool is what the Indian selectors have relied on. It's the same pool of players that have been playing the series leading up to it, barring a player here and there. They've gone in with tried and tested players. Thanks so much for joining us, Sunny Gavaskar. That's the latest that we had from the sports desk. The 15 for the T20 World Cup has been announced. The big game will be once again India versus Pakistan. That's the first game that India will play in that T20 campaign that starts in another 5 weeks from now.